my name is Amy. We are going to do a consolidation practice now. Hi, my name is Amy. We are going to do a consolidation practice now of the movements number 3, around the platter, around the Platter-Variation, movement 4, bass drum, movement 5, daughter on the mountaintop, movement 6, and daughter in the valley, movement 7. These 5 movements belong to the movement form T'ai Chi Chih, and so hopefully you've been practicing along with each of the videos, learning the movements, and now we're going to put them all together so you have a practice option. So here we go. Take a breath. This is around the platter, that's the one we're starting with. So we're going to shift to the right, sink, step forward with the left foot, touching the heel down very lightly, and begin your movement to the left around the platter. Here's the far point, near point. The hands stay close together. We're going to do 6 on a side. Typically in my own practice I do 9 on a side, but for practicing purposes and as you're just learning, we're going to do 6 on a side. That's fine, you know, there's no rule. Take a breath. And then relax. And stand up in between each of the sides and each of the movements so that you really get a chance to feel the soles of the feet and breathe. Great. So back to our resting pose position or graceful conclusion. This is also called a graceful conclusion. So we're going to shift, sink, and step. This is around the platter on the right. Roll on that front heel as the weight shift pulls you back. Stiffen the back leg as the weight shift pulls you forward. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I mean. Here we go. This is number 3. Roll on the front heel. And as I shift my weight forward, the back leg is stiff. It's not bent. Strong. And then absorbing the weight back as if I'm sitting back on something. We'll call that one 5. We're not too fussy about counting. It's okay to count. Roughly 5, we'll call this one 6. Here we go. Coming around to the front. Pick up the foot. Everything sinks. Take a breath. Great. And then stand and breathe. Allow yourself the luxury of just the awareness in the feet. Meaning, you know, the physical pressure of the feet on the floor and the effervescence of the breath as it fills and exhales. Okay. Variation on around the platter. Shift to your right, sink, step forward with your left heel, flat, 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 pick up a ball off your left shoulder, release. And remember, flat through the front, pinkies face the opposite wall, palm to palm connection, release at 12 o'clock on the clock. Here's the near point. Now I'm shifting forward, release. What does it feel like when you pick it up? And what does it feel like when you place it back down? What do you feel in your body? Try again. feel, what's registering. And we'll do one more after this. Great. Hands wait, foot comes in, everything sinks. Take a breath. And focus in the soles of your feet. And relax. Good. And stand again and breathe. Don't be in a rush to switch sides or get through the practice. It's really not meant for that. It's really meant to luxuriate with full presence. And this is a practice that allows you to be fully in your body and enjoy the quality of energy or chi that we are circulating and balancing, and then the effects of that. This is Around the Platter variation on the right. Flat through the front, palm to palm, release. Keep your hands relatively close together. And don't do that. Keep the fingertips pointed up. Ignore the fluttering of the fingers. That's just an expression of the energy moving through my body. It's not a big deal. And just focus in the soles of your feet. If you experience warmth in the body or tingling in the hands, just, okay, that's happening, and you just return your awareness back to the soles of the feet. Those are just indicators that the energy is flowing through you. And if you don't feel those things, that doesn't mean the energy is not flowing. It's absolutely flowing. You would not be alive if it were not flowing. So, last one, we'll call this 6. And take a breath. Great. And stand and breathe. So around the platter variation. The next one is bass drum in this consolidation practice. So here we go. 6 on a side, shift to the right, sink, step forward with your left foot, and start up here. I'll let the wrists initiate, fingertips pointing down. And here's the far point about here. And let the body pull the hands over the curve of that bass drum. Palm to palm connection, polarity between the palms. Again, a principle of T'ai Chi Chih. Be careful your hands don't sort of separate too wide or too close. It's about 6 to 8 inches. And I noticed mine were just separating right there, so that's why I brought that up for everybody, myself included. Breathe, feel your feet. Don't lose the connection with the soles of the feet. Very good. We'll call that 6. Turn your palms over. Everything sinks. Take a breath here. Feel your feet again and take another breath. And now as you stand and breathe, I'm just going to encourage you to inhale, and then as you exhale, imagine or actually really feel the breath cascading through the body on the exhale, out through the soles of the feet. So let's do a couple of those. Inhale, breath filling the whole body, and then on the exhale, cascading down through the body, out through the soles of the feet. Do that again. Fantastic. That, a more intentional breath with the awareness of exhaling down through the feet is very important. You can do that anytime. It's not part of the Tai Chi Chih movement series, but it's an effective way of really connecting downward, and so I encourage you to try that. Here we go on the right side. Shift, sink, base drum. Same palm to palm connection, wrists initiate, fingertips pointing down. Rolling over the top, and again, enjoying, luxuriating in this slow motion in a dream, or swimming through very heavy air, quality of movement, utterly relaxing. Let me turn to the side so you can see from the side one more time as a reminder. Watch the back leg as I shift my weight forward. The back leg stiffens, it's strong. And as I shift my weight back, sitting back on something, the front heel rolls up, the toes roll up as the heel roll on the front heel. One more. We'll close to the front just a minute. And here we go, last one. Bring in the front foot, turn the palms over, take a breath. Very good. Now stand and breathe, and let's try that breathing one more time. So inhale, and on the exhale, feel the breath like as if it's moving through the whole body, out, down, down, down through the soles of the feet. Inhale. And again. Great. When you feel your presence or your awareness is fully anchored in the soles of the feet, then you go on to the next movement. So let's go on to Daughter on the Mountaintop, which is a pair with Daughter in the Valley. And we're going to do those two. So shift, sink, step. Daughter on the Mountaintop. Hands cross, see the X. Fingertips point up for as long as you can on the way back down. And then release the wrists completely at the back point. Or we might call this the low point. Release. Hinging from the elbows. Left hand closest to the face. Daughter on the Mountaintop. The dantian is pulling the hands back down and pushing the hands back up. The hands are not moving in isolation. It's really important to start to feel that and be aware of that. And stand and breathe. Let's do the other side. Daughter on the Mountaintop. Even here before, I'm not even anticipating. I'm just staying within my feet, the pressure of the feet on the floor. Take a breath. And then shift to your left. Sink. Step forward with the right heel. Hands along those creases of your pants, hinging the elbow. Left hand crosses closest to the face. Fingertips trace down the inner part of the vase. Here's the outer part of the vase. Remember, you can find your own images that work for you. We're just trying to get the shape across. I also like to think of it as elongated Venn diagrams, or an elongated Venn diagram, but you can really just let the wrists guide the fingertips up. Left hand is still closest to the face. Fingertips stay pointed up as long as you can, and then last one. Take a breath. And then stand and breathe. It's really important that you learn as you're doing your own Tai Chi Chih practice what it feels like in your body when you're actually grounded and connected, especially in the resting pose, where you, actually throughout all the movements, but then when you return home to a graceful conclusion or resting pose, give yourself permission to really let go into the soles of the feet, even more or equal to, when you were moving. Everything is coming back together. Justin talks about the yin chi and the yang chi separating as we move and then returning back to wholeness when we return to the graceful conclusion. So that's an equally important part of the movement, and you don't want to miss that delicious wholeness. So let's do Daughter in the Valley now. Shift to the right, sink, step forward with your left heel, and here we go. Remember, freeze here for a second. This is where my feet are double weighted, meaning both flat, even weight distribution in both of them. Now I'm continuing to shift forward and open. So then the weight is on the back foot when the hands are somewhere in here, not so particular. But midpoint, still shifting forward, and then the weight is fully forward here at the high point. Kind of the low point right about there. It's nice not to be too particular all the time, although there are some things that you really want to emphasize and be aware of because it helps with the flow of the energy in the body. So that's why there are some particulars that I'm emphasizing. Midpoint, still shifting forward, high point, body pulling the hands back, body, really, and it's not the body, it's the dantian, but the dantian's inside the body, so we can think of it. Let's do one more, that way. Hands weight at the shoulders, bring in the front foot, everything sinks. Make sure your hands aren't drooping. My right one was just kind of going, so I wanted to make sure that it was engaged. Vibrating balls of energy underneath the palms, rooted, full awareness in the soles of the feet. Breathe. Good, very good. One more side, and then we're done with this consolidation practice, which I think you're doing great, even though I can't see you. So here we go. Daughter in the Valley. On the right side, shift to the left, sink, step forward with your right heel, and begin. You can always adjust your foot placement. I had to turn my back foot out just now to about a 45-degree angle, and that can support your balance. If you tend to keep your back foot straight, pointed straight ahead, you might want to turn it to a 45-degree angle. That is good for balance and alignment. Be aware of the polarity. And going back to some of the nuances now of Tai Chi Chih, what does it feel in your body as your hands scoop up and separate and then begin to turn towards one another again, meet each other? What do you feel inside the body? Feel your feet as you're also inquiring what's happening. Last one. Hands wait, foot comes in, everything sinks, take a breath. Great. And then anytime we finish any amount of movements, even just one, we do something called the final pose of cosmic consciousness. Actually, the pose of cosmic consciousness is the official name. And that is putting your left heel on your right ankle. Your left hand is closest to your face. Your hands are not touching. There's about an inch or so between them. Your thumbs are at about a 45-degree angle, and your elbows are parallel to the ground. And then I'm going to lean a little to the left to balance my weight, and I'm going to gaze through my thumbs about 6 feet in front of me. And my awareness is in the soles of the feet. On the exhale, you can be aware also of the downward flow of the breath through the central channel of the body, or energy moving down through the central channel of the body on the exhale. Down through the soles of the feet. As a reminder, your left hand is closest to your face. Left heel on right ankle, leaning a little to the left. This is the pose of cosmic consciousness. Gazing about 6 feet in front of you with a slightly downward pointing gaze. And breathe again. And then bring your left heel back down to the floor, and your right heel or right foot is planted. You're in the resting pose, the graceful conclusion, and take another breath. Very good. Wonderful. Please practice as much as you feel like you want to practice. I encourage a daily practice of whatever movements you've learned so far, and see where this adventure takes you. It certainly is a gift that Justin Stone created, or was the conduit for, really is the way he would describe it, I think. So enjoy.